Under the cloak of darkness, three figures crept into the Grand Egyptian Museum, their eyes gleaming with anticipation. The gang of thieves, two men, Marcus and Ivan, and a woman named Selene, had spent months planning this heist. The museum housed ancient artifacts, priceless paintings, and treasures beyond their wildest dreams. Tonight, all of it would be theirs. With expert precision, they moved through the vast halls, filling their sacks with stolen goods. Marcus took delicate golden masks, Ivan grabbed intricately carved statues, and Selene slipped ancient scrolls and jeweled relics into her bag. Their greed knew no bounds, and soon, their sacks were brimming with stolen treasures. Just as they were about to make their escape, something caught their attention. Hidden in the dimly lit corner of the museum was a chest unlike anything they had ever seen. It shimmered under the moonlight, its golden surface almost hypnotic. Etched onto its lid in bold, ancient script were the words, "Pandora's box. Do not open." The warning did little to deter them. In fact, it only fueled their curiosity. Each of them felt an overpowering urge to claim the chest for themselves. "It was me who saw it first," Ivan argued, gripping the edge of the chest. "No, it belongs to all of us," Selene countered, her fingers brushing the golden surface. "We can't just leave it behind," Marcus reasoned. "Let's open it and divide whatever's inside." After a brief but heated argument, they agreed. With greedy anticipation, they lifted the heavy lid. The moment it creaked open, a strange, chilling wind blew through the museum, though all the windows remained closed. Inside, three objects lay gleaming in the dim light: a golden musical box, a golden wine cup, and a recipe book written in golden letters. Selene, drawn to the shimmering pages, snatched the book. "This is mine." Marcus, eager to claim his share, grabbed the musical box. "Then I'll take this." Ivan, not wanting to be left out, picked up the golden wine cup. "That leaves this for me." Satisfied with their division, they shut the chest and hurried out of the museum, disappearing into the shadows of the city. Back at his hideout, Marcus could hardly contain his excitement. The heist had been a success, and now it was time to celebrate. He placed the golden musical box on a table and carefully wound it. A haunting yet mesmerizing melody filled the air. It was the most beautiful sound he had ever heard. As the music played, Marcus felt an irresistible urge to dance. He twirled, stepped, and spun, laughter bubbling in his throat. But soon, the laughter faded. His legs kept moving against his will. His body swayed uncontrollably. He tried to stop, but a sharp pain stabbed his chest, as if invisible hands were squeezing his heart. A horrifying realization dawned on him. If he stopped dancing, he would die. His body betrayed him, forcing him into a relentless rhythm. Desperation gripped him as he danced out of his hideout, his feet leading him back toward the museum. At the same time, across the city, Ivan prepared to toast their success. He poured himself a fine wine into the golden cup and took a deep sip. The taste was exquisite, unlike any wine he had ever had. He drank again, savoring the richness. But as he lowered the cup, he felt an unbearable thirst. His hands trembled as he lifted the cup again, gulping down more wine. Yet, the thirst only grew stronger. Panic surged through him as he realized he could not stop drinking. If he did, he would die. Desperate to quench his unending thirst, he grabbed bottles of water, ale, and anything liquid he could find. But nothing satisfied him. His throat burned, his stomach ached, yet he had no choice but to continue drinking. Staggering under the weight of his cursed thirst, he too found himself heading back toward the museum. Meanwhile, Selene, in the privacy of her luxurious apartment, flipped through the golden recipe book. Every dish in it seemed divine, fit for kings and queens. To celebrate, she decided to cook one of the meals. The aroma was intoxicating, and the moment she took a bite, her taste buds danced with pleasure. But one bite was not enough. She needed more. She devoured the dish before her, then rushed to the kitchen to prepare another. Then another. Then another. Her stomach bloated painfully, but the hunger gnawed at her insides. If she stopped eating, she would die. With terror in her eyes, she ate everything in sight: bread, fruit, raw ingredients, even uncooked rice straight from the bag. She clawed at her stomach, screaming in horror. But no matter how much she ate, the hunger only worsened. Compelled by the same force that had seized the others, she stumbled out of her apartment, shoving food into her mouth as she made her way back to the museum. One by one, the thieves returned to the museum, their cursed afflictions driving them back to the place of their crime. Marcus danced frantically, sweat pouring down his face, his body moving without rest. Ivan staggered, chugging from his golden cup, his eyes wild with desperation. Selene, her hands sticky with food, crammed more into her mouth, her once beautiful face twisted in torment. As they entered the museum, a shadow emerged from the darkness. An old man with piercing eyes and a long robe stepped forward, the guardian of the museum. He had been watching them all along. "I saw you steal," the guardian said, his voice deep and knowing. "But I did not stop you, because I knew you would return. You are not the first to try." The thieves, too weak to speak, collapsed before him. "The chest you opened was cursed," the guardian continued. "It was not meant to be possessed by thieves. You let your greed blind you, and now you suffer the consequences." Tears streamed down their faces. Their suffering had humbled them, broken them. "Please," Marcus gasped between frantic steps. "Make it stop." "Return what you have stolen," the guardian commanded, "and you shall be freed." Without hesitation, they emptied their sacks, returning every artifact, every treasure, and, most importantly, the cursed items. The moment the golden objects left their hands, a strange calm washed over them. Marcus fell to the ground, finally still. Ivan let out a deep breath, no longer thirsty. Selene, for the first time in hours, no longer felt the unbearable hunger. They looked up at the guardian, gratitude and shame in their eyes. "We're sorry," Selene whispered. "We will never steal again," Ivan vowed. "Leave," the guardian said. "And remember this night. Greed will always lead to destruction." The three thieves, now forever changed, staggered out of the museum, empty-handed, but alive. As they disappeared into the night, the guardian watched them go. Then, with a wave of his hand, the cursed chest vanished, waiting patiently for the next thieves who dared to ignore the warning. Pandora's box. Do not open.